Trevor Hale never liked mirrors. Not since the accident. The old farmhouse where he'd holed up after his discharge stood a half-mile from the road, surrounded by rotting corn stalks and rusted farm equipment. It had once belonged to his uncle, a man who died alone, screaming in the bathtub, with all the doors locked from the inside. No one had touched the place in years. That's why Trevor had chosen it. He needed quiet. He needed time. He needed to forget. But memory has claws. And mirrors have teeth. The peeling wallpaper in the hallway reminded him of skin. It hung in strips, curling like fingers grasping at air. Each morning, Trevor passed it on his way to the bathroom and found it changed, just slightly. Fragments tugged loose as if by unseen hands during the night. He'd taped them back once or twice, but they always came down again. By the third week, he stopped trying. Trevor's arms were raw from scratching. Not from allergies or bites. Something deeper. A burning beneath the skin, like his body was trying to shed a costume that no longer fit. He avoided mirrors after the first incident. Woke up gasping in front of the bathroom sink. Blood on the porcelain, a strip of skin dangling from his jaw like torn wallpaper. "It's just nerves," Dr. Leland had said on the phone. "Transition takes time. You're not supposed to isolate, Trevor." Trevor didn't answer. He hung up and tossed the old flip phone into the sink. It buzzed, then died with a fizz of sparks. The peeling got worse. Arms first, then chest, then legs. Skin came away like paper soaked in rain, fragile, translucent, showing glimpses of something darker underneath, something smoother, like polished stone or thick scar tissue, laced with unfamiliar veins. He started wrapping his arms in gauze, then duct tape. At night, he could hear it rustling beneath his clothes, like the house was breathing through him. "Get a grip," he whispered into the cracked bathroom mirror. But the man staring back didn't flinch or move his mouth. The mirror image blinked. Trevor screamed and smashed the glass with his elbow. Blood pooled in the cracks. He stood panting, heart thudding in his ears. A shard hit the sink and showed him a reflection of his forearm, where the tape had slipped. Raw, gray skin with something like runes etched just below the surface. Runes he didn't know how to read, but they felt familiar. That night, he dreamed of sand and heat, a city swallowed by time. He wore white robes and watched as crowds bowed to him. Their eyes were hollow. Their mouths chanted his name in a language he didn't recognize, but understood. He awoke, sweating. More skin had sloughed off in his sleep. The sheets were sticky with blood. Trevor lit candles, made a perimeter in the living room. He scoured the house for old photos of his uncle. There were none. Only the obituary tucked into a Bible with frayed pages and yellowed edges. Charles Hale, 64, deceased in home under unknown circumstances. There was no mention of a burial. He found a photograph behind the fuse box in the basement. Water damaged, but intact. His uncle stood in front of the mirror, the same mirror Trevor had shattered, though it looked pristine in the image. In the photo, Charles was smiling, but his reflection was not. Trevor didn't remember the drive to the clinic the next day. He barely remembered getting dressed. He just knew he couldn't stay in the house. Not while his skin itched with that constant reminder that something beneath was pressing to get out. The nurse at the front desk blinked at his appearance. Bandages, sunglasses, gloves. He looked like a mummy. "Appointment with Dr. Leland," he rasped. "Sir, Dr. Leland hasn't worked here in 5 years. Trevor froze. "No, that's not possible. I just spoke with him." She tilted her head. "Dr. Leland died. Suicide. Jumped off the roof. Left no note. It was tragic." Trevor stumbled back, heart punching against his ribs. His fingers curled into fists, but the gloves felt loose. They felt wrong, as if his hands no longer fit them. He drove back to the farmhouse with the windows down. The cold air felt good on his raw skin, too good. As he drove onto the property, he noticed that the mailbox had collapsed into the ditch and that it was empty. Inside the house, the candles had gone out and the smell of burnt wax lingered like rot. The bathroom door hung open and the glass mirror he had shattered shimmered across the floor. And standing in the reflection of the shards wasn't Trevor. It was someone or something else. It looked like a man, but it wasn't, and it was taller than Trevor. Its hair was slicked back like oil, and its skin was like obsidian that had silver lines etched into it that pulsed faintly in the dark. The figure smiled. "About time," it said in Trevor's voice. Trevor fell to his knees, retching. His stomach felt hollow, like something had been scooped out. His limbs ached, his bones cracked as he clawed at the bandages, peeling them away, scraping at the last bits of flesh still clinging to his chest, his throat, his cheeks. Underneath, he was smooth, black, marked. "Who are you?" he croaked. "I'm you," the reflection said. "The you that was promised." He crawled backward, bumping into the wall. The wallpaper slid off in long strips. Behind it, symbols pulsed like veins beneath plastered skin. The house was alive, and it knew him. "No, no, no, no. I'm Trevor." You were Trevor," the reflection whispered. But Trevor was only the mask, a skin that you wore. Trevor was a life that you borrowed to bury what you really are. Trevor screamed and grabbed the nearest shard of glass. He hurled it at the mirror, or what remained of it, but it passed through the image like smoke. The obsidian version of himself walked forward through the splinters. The sound of footsteps didn't match his pace. Echoes doubled, tripled, like something far older and larger walked with him. Trevor turned and ran. The floorboards bent under his feet. The door slammed shut on its own. He ran to the kitchen, to the basement, to the back window, but every exit vanished the moment he reached it. Only the mirrors remained, shimmering, growing, reflecting not him, but the other him, the true self. In the dining room, the old mirror over the fireplace pulsed like a heartbeat. The silver glass shimmered. His reflection stepped out, took form and whispered, "You're just the shell. I'm the soul." Trevor backed away as the figure raised a hand. His own skin flaked off in the same motion, fluttering like ash to the floor. Panic set in. He clawed at his scalp and screamed as his hair came out in tufts. "I didn't ask for this." "No," the other whispered, "but you remembered. And once you remember, you can't go back." Trevor collapsed. The house groaned. The lights flickered, and every mirror in the house reflected the same image. The black-skinned figure smiling, stepping forward, peeling away the last of Trevor's humanity. When the police found the farmhouse a week later, the front door was ajar. No sign of forced entry, no signs of struggle, only a pile of pale, discarded skin at the foot of a cracked mirror, and in the reflection, nothing at all.